Merry Christmas, says Rudolph. I thought I'd just give a final live stream before Christmas. And yeah, just any little updates about the channel before I wish you all a Merry Christmas. So there's a comment to come on, and there's a couple of videos that I've put up. So let's get on to the videos first of all. So if we just have a little look here. Bushy Park Run. So I went to Bushy Park Run last week. It wasn't actually Christmas. It was the week before Christmas, but it was quite an interesting experience going to where Park Run first began many years ago. Went with my dad. He didn't run, but and the park was kind of bigger than I thought, and also didn't have quite as much in it, and you're kind of running around the edge. So in winter, I guess you're kind of like yeah, you're right at the side of it. So I mean, if you go to the park, you would sort of probably just go to the centre and sort of see the kind of more green bits. But yeah, it was a good experience, and it was all one lap, so actually you don't get much repeating at all. So that's quite nice. So it didn't feel like 5K. Some of the looping park runs do feel a bit longer. Let's just show you the start. Is that the start? Yeah, let's give you the audio just for that little bit.
Could you please mind the speakers? Ready, go! Go, 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 go. Mind the speakers.
So as you can see, there's a lot of a lot of people there. They regularly have over 1,000, you know, sometimes sort of 2,000 odd people. So it makes our figures in Oxford, look comparatively small. So University Park often has 500, maybe 600. So I think its maximum has been 700 or something, and Oxford Park Run 400, 500, something like that. So it's easily 2 or 3 times that. And yeah, just to say, if you don't know, I'm actually, well, me and Rudolph, I don't know if Rudolph will make an appearance, but helping at University Parks on Christmas Day. So if you want to run Park Run on Christmas Day, you are very welcome. And if you're with people that run Park Run, but you've never been, or you're not unsure whether you'd be welcomed or not, then you're very welcome to walk, and you're very welcome to just watch. You can participate, you can volunteer if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You can just come and sort of like be a spectator. I think it's quite a nice thing to do on a Christmas morning, and hopefully there won't be any trouble. I did hear last week there were a couple of people that were a little bit too keen, like maybe sort of some of the faster runners do, because I sometimes get a bit pushy with each other, and that's obviously not the norm for Park Run. It's just a run for fun, definitely not to take too seriously, and it's just about getting around in community. Everyone's welcome. That's the Park Run ethos. It's definitely not like a race, kind of push people out of the way, get to the end as quick as you can. That's not really what it should be about. But there's 1 or 2 people that don't really understand that, and it'll be my job hopefully to communicate that on Wednesday Park Run. That's such a weird thing. Right, let's go back to the channel and see if I can see any other videos that have come up in the last few days since my last roundup. Thank you again if you subscribed, and please do subscribe if you haven't. I'm not sure that getting the watch hours up to twice their figures in the next week is realistic, but if you've not looked around my channel and want to watch some of the videos, please do. I often put like links to more videos at the end of the video, so you can kind of get one that's hopefully related. Yeah, so not a lot more. There's a new path at University Parks, only small. Oh, I've got someone at my door. I never had that on a live stream. Let me just check that and come back. Okay, wow, post. It was the postman. So sorry about that, but yeah. So we have new park. I should have left that running, shouldn't I? But the new path in University Parks, which has just come up. I kind of pointed that out to someone, saying, "Oh, it's a new path." And they said, "Obviously, it's a new path." I'm like, well, you know, obvious things are interesting for me. For me, I mean, I thought I haven't maybe been observant, but it is a brand new path and looking pretty nice. So if you've not, South Lodge, I think it's called, that entrance, you can kind of have a little look at that path. I did go down to Iffley Church, and sadly that gate doesn't look very hopeful, the gate from the church to Rivermead. So it'll be more a side entrance and a permissive access, which isn't really what I'd hoped for, or we had hoped for. So like a nice sort of through route to Rivermead. But I will keep you updated in January. That's likely to have an update. So let's just have a little look again. Max Blanger, yeah, I put a couple. His album is amazing. I really like his album. He played a little gig for Oxfordshire Music Scene's 60th edition, and I put 2 little clips, and I hope he doesn't mind that, but just to give a little live performance. I didn't put whole tracks up, but do listen to his album. I think it's one of my favourite albums of the year, and as a local act, it kind of compares to some of my, you know, best loved music. So I've listened to his album many times. When did he release it? Sort of over the May, June, something like that sort of time. And I listened to it a good few, you know, 10 times or so when I was on holiday in Wales, and really liked it. And the last video is the second half of the Christmas market. Yeah, so someone commented on my last video that why have I not done the second half, and I went down to Broad Street again. This was on, I think, Friday or Saturday, and had a little look. You can see the Christmas tree. Did I just go past the Christmas tree? The Christmas tree, that definitely does not have enough lights on for a starter. You can barely see it. And then I went, it's a little bit of a sad story really, because I look around the Christmas market and it looks great. It looks really nice, but there's hardly anyone there, and I couldn't really tell half the time if it was actually open or not. I mean, that looks like the stalls are open, but some of them look shut. So I don't know if they'd already closed or not, but yeah, some are open. All the stalls look very lovely. You know, like that one's got its shutter half down, and this was on I can't remember if it's Friday or Saturday, but certainly at a time that I expected it to be thriving. And yeah, the carousel looks amazing. It really looks amazing, but there's no one on it, and they're pumping sort of Christmas tunes. So it's a bit of a sorry state of affairs really, because they've kind of changed it a bit. So the cycleway, the Oxford City Council, I haven't put many political or sort of that sort of thing vlogs on my channel, but in terms of they've kind of prioritised this cycle route through it, because that was problematic last couple of years, and so you can cycle through at, you know, top speed as it were, and then they consequently have boxed off the other parts of the market, so they're kind of a bit secluded, you know. They so there's no kind of footfall through the market stalls. It's all yeah. And then maybe if I show you again. Oh no, damn. Let me go back to it. How do I do that? No, maybe I won't do that. I can explain this. Come on. So you've got the cycle route kind of down the side, and then you've got all the market stalls. But yeah, a big sort of wooden sort of between all the stalls. So kind of there's no. Yeah, it's kind of a safety thing really, but it's also a case of yeah, you've made this market that's sort of, you're either in the market or not in the market, and I don't know that it's fully worked really, and I don't know if there's. You know, it's nice to see that they've made a bit of an effort. So with the pub, sort of pop-up pub in the middle and the carousel, but there's just no one there really. Well, hardly anyone there. So it really doesn't have that kind of Christmassy vibe. And maybe that's just a, you know, a sad sign of people not having really excess money to spend. And everything is sort of quite expensive at a market like that. But that's always been the case. But people aren't really attending it. So it was a little bit sad. But I did make the other video because someone suggested I should, and I did. So I did listen to the comment. Thanks for the comment. That's the second half of the market. And let's have a little look if there's anything else. I think that's all the videos. In fact, it sends me on a bit of a wild goose chase sometimes because I am signed in, but okay. Let's do comments. Let's abandon that. So I think that's all the videos. There might be some videos coming up in the next couple of days, but not significantly, I don't think. But do check some of the older videos. I put a little questionnaire out about what type of videos. So far, the winner is music, tuition videos and music content. So I'll try and make some more of that content. But obviously I've got heat pump content, and I've got vlogs on parkrun and POVs of that sort of thing. So they're my three main types, and as the channel progresses, I kind of possibly want to sort of narrow it to maybe two. I think one, ideally most channels just have one sort of content topic, but you know, I think if I could make it two, that would be all right. But yeah, the last comment, Sparky insert name here 6673 wrote about heat pumps. The debate about heat pumps just seems to have got far too ideological on both sides. Yep, I totally agree with that. And I'm interested in heat pumps and been testing for water. My non-professional sense is that they work well in the right circumstances, but that much of the UK housing stock just isn't up to snuff to properly use them. Too much fanboyism and anti-fanboyism on both sides for ordinary people to make a clear choice. Well, I guess that's why I've been making the videos as someone with a heat pump and hopefully non-biased, or sort of, I mean, obviously I'll sway towards a purchase that I've made as being a good purchase, because we like to reinforce our own decisions, but I'm trying to be honest about it, like I'm not employed by a heat pump supplier or whatever. And if you've got a new gas boiler, then keep it. I mean, there's not really much point in replacing a working good system with a heat pump, but if you are in a position to sort of readdress your heating system, then a heat pump is a very good option, and it does use electricity rather than fossil fuels, which is a very good thing. So yeah, the idea that in the right circumstances, certainly some houses are not very well insulated, and I think I've talked about this quite a bit in all of the videos, that's the thing to address really, is insulation. So no matter what your house type, look for insulation. So you don't necessarily need to even be bothered with the heating system. Bother about your insulation, and then that will help any heating system. And if you're at a point where you can insulate it enough, then a heat pump might be viable. But generally, if you can't really insulate very well, then you probably a heat pump probably won't be the effective heating source for your home, because the heat will be lost too quickly for it to be efficient. That's my general thought. So much of the UK housing stock just isn't up to snuff. The other thing to say on that is that a lot of houses are able to have heat pumps. So, you know, getting a survey would be a really good way of figuring that out. And, a thermal imaging of where heat loss is happening in your house is a really good thing to do. Those sorts of things are the sort of steps. And yeah, if people want videos on that, I can do a bit more on that. Someone suggested I do a video on thermal imaging camera. If I can borrow one, that might be a really good thing for me to do in January, because I think that would be interesting for lots of people. But yeah, do comment on the video if you've got any other sort of things you would like me to talk about in that context. So I think, that's all the comments I haven't replied to at the moment. Yeah, do keep them coming. And let me just see, sorry. God, with a post delivery in the middle as well. So the main one, I guess, is Bushy Park, but also just to say, Merry Christmas. And if you want to come to Parkrun at University Parks on Christmas Day, we are running one on Christmas Day. If you're in Oxford, then you'd be very welcome. And please do enjoy the channel in the break. If you haven't seen some of the videos, there are lots of Christmas songs, Christmas sing-alongs. I did a few different songs and a ukulele play-along on the last live stream sort of a couple of live streams ago. I did sort of 10 sing-along sort of ukulele kind of Christmassy songs. So have a little go with that, and I hope you enjoy them. And yeah, that's all for now. Okay, see you soon, and Happy New Year. Bye bye.